Hey folks, tomorrow is primary day in California, Tuesday, June 2nd. So let's do some predictions. We're just going to do the two major ones, LA mayor's race and the governor's race. All eyes are on these two races, lots of buzz going on. Let's start with the LA mayor's race. Spencer Pratt has run perhaps the perfect campaign. Reality star has come out of nowhere and just is running an amazing race. He's appealing to all types of people. The ads, the AI ads, the people who are running these little videos for him, you've all seen them. They're just off the charts ridiculous. Will that get him to the final two that he needs to get into a runoff for the November midterm elections? Let's take a look at some numbers. So there's 3 million registered Democrats in LA County. Remember, only LA County can vote on this. Someone like me who lives in California, I hate to say that, liberal shithole, but does not live in LA County, cannot vote on this race. But in LA County, there's 3 million registered Democrats, 1.1 registered Republicans, 1.4 million no party preference / independent. So clearly, Democrats have a major edge in this state. The odds are heavily stacked against Spencer Pratt and in favor of Karen Bass and Nithya Raman.
What a dumbass.
Well, actually, I think they're both dumbasses, but that's besides the point. Let's keep going. Even though Pratt's running as an independent, he's been painted as a MAGA Republican. That's all you see on the commercials here in California. 24/7, he's MAGA, he's Republican. I think he's a registered Republican. He's given us no indication that he's MAGA. He hasn't hooked up with Trump in any way, shape, or form, but that's obviously what both Raman and Bass are portraying him as. Of course, Trump being the devil, that's what they're hoping is going to be the kiss of death for him. So let's look at some voting blocks. I think before we get into some predictions, let's look at the voting blocks. All the major unions, as expected, have endorsed Bass. That's shocking. No, it really isn't. Now, since Raman's husband is a filmmaker, you've got a whole entertainment industry, obviously in Hollywood, in LA, and that thing. So she's getting a lot of that entertainment, actor, actress, SAG, AFTRA type of support going for her. So that's where her votes probably primarily are going to come from. Pratt says all he wants endorsing him is moms and dog lovers. But I'm going to tell you something. He's going to get a lot more than just moms and dog lovers, that's for sure. He has ignited an entire country. Let's just quickly look at the 2002 primary. That was between Karen Bass when she ran for the first time as mayor, and the real estate guy, name escapes me right now. That entire primary, and there were a couple of other minor players in that primary back in 2022. That entire primary received 600,000 total votes. This primary, with all the buzz surrounding it, Karen Bass fucking up on the LA fires, being in Ghana. I don't have to document it. Everybody knows that story. Spencer Pratt basically igniting the nation in terms of the buzz, the ad campaigns, the videos. 600,000 is going to get blown away tomorrow in tomorrow's primary. I will predict that it'll exceed 800,000. Would not surprise me if it approaches and maybe even exceeds 1 million votes in the primary. Just to give you some perspective of how crazy that could be, in the 2022 actual November election for mayor with Bass and her opponent, that received about 1 million votes. So if this gets anywhere near 1 million votes in a primary, that is just completely unprecedented. Spencer Pratt's created such an amazing buzz around this campaign that we're going to see if the buzz, the appeal, the charisma, the fact that he's hitting on all of those common sense issues, while the other two are going around with all of the buzz, all the political jargon, the crap about we're going to clean up the homeless, which they never do, and we're going to take care of drug addicts, and we're going to take care of transgenders, and we're going to do all that crap because that never stops in California. Spencer Pratt keeps talking about sensible, common sense things. So this is going to be a fascinating race tomorrow. Here's my prediction about how this one's going to end. Karen Bass, unfortunately, is going to finish first place, but Spencer Pratt will get in that number 2 slot. Okay, he'll get in the number 2 slot, which will qualify him for the runoff in November. He just needs to finish first or second. I say he finishes second, and then it's on to November. Spencer Pratt.
Yes! Yeah! Victory!
Spencer Pratt, number 2, Bass, number 1, on to November. Now let's look at the governor's race. Okay, it's clearly down to a 3-person race. That's clear, even though there's like 9 or 10 people running in it. Every single poll, every single exit poll, every single metric that we've seen over the last 6 to 8 weeks has this down to 3 people. And they're jockeying again for these 2 spots in a jungle primary. Doesn't matter whether it's 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, 1 and 1. Any mix, it's a jungle primary. Whichever 2 receive the most votes, they go on to November for the actual runoff in the midterms. The 3 people, Xavier Becerra, okay?
If I only had a brain.
Yeah, he really doesn't have a brain. He has basically failed at every single political post he has ever had. Okay, the guy is a complete moron, but he's establishment. He does whatever they tell him to do, so he's their guy. Then you got Tom Steyer. That's right. We've seen Tom Steyer before fail miserably on a presidential stage, but Tom Steyer.
You're an inspiration for birth control.
Yeah, I'm going to say he is an inspiration for birth control. He's a despicable human being. He's a climate change nut, an environmental nut. He supports transgender. Just shot a commercial with the transgender man who keeps winning all the female races in California. He's a billionaire, so he's got tons of money to spend. I think he's already spent upwards of $250 million on his own campaign, if you can believe that. And essentially, he's a nut job. So it's between those 2 Democrats and, of course, Steve Hilton, the Republican. The other Republican in the race, Chad Bianco, I know there's been calls for him to drop out. Look, I have mixed feelings on this. On the one hand, if he dropped out, it's certainly, and it needed to happen weeks ago. I mean, him dropping out 2-3 days ago. I love the people who are saying, yeah, he should drop out 2-3. Well, most of the mail-in ballots have already been done. Sure, you've got the in-person ballots tomorrow, but he needed to drop out weeks ago. He didn't. Mixed feelings because, look, people are on the ballot. It's not like he's got 1%. He's running at like 8, 9, 10%. Okay, Hilton's running at about 20, 19, 21%, 22%, somewhere in that range. It's not like Bianco's embarrassing himself. You can make that argument on the Democratic side. I'm just trying to be somewhat unbiased in terms of, when people enter the race. You could say, why didn't Katie Porter drop out? Why didn't Matt Mahan drop out? Why didn't Villagrosa, the ex-mayor of L.A., drop out? So, in the end, it is what it is. It's Becerra, it's Steyer, it's Steve Hilton. 2 spots, 3 people. Let me give you a quick party affiliation. Again, it's dominant for Democrats in this state. About 45% of the state is affiliated with Democrats, 25% Republicans, 23% no party preference or independent, and then 7% other. I love the 7% other. I don't know what they are, Satanists, demons, who the heck knows what they are. But that's how the party affiliation breaks down. I can tell you in terms of how I'm predicting this one, a little different than LA. Not that I'm going to get into. I already did the LA prediction. You notice how I didn't touch upon the election rigging or anything like that. I will touch upon it here. Living in this liberal shithole for the past 25 years as I have, I can attest that California is the most corrupt state at rigging elections, and this race probably will be no different, okay? Because let's be really clear about this. They do not want Steve Hilton in the top 2. Why do I say that? It's not because they fear he's going to win in November if he gets in the top 2, and he very well might, although you'll see by my predictions, I'm going to go in another direction. But if he did get in, and I'm certainly rooting for him to get in the top 2, but if he did get in the top 2 and went to November, he's going to get trounced anyway. So it's not like they fear he's gonna win the governorship if he gets through this jungle primary and advances to November. They don't want him in the top 2 tomorrow because it's important to take this to November with 2 Democrats for the top spot, the top elected official in the state, both being Democrats, assuming it's going to be Becerra and Steyer, so that they can depress the entire vote down ballot for Republicans in all the other races that are going to be running in the midterms, specifically a ton of all the House races. And then you've got county clerks, superintendents, judges, attorney generals, and all the others. You don't have that big name Republican on the ticket to bring as many Republicans as you can out into a state that's predominantly Democrat. You depress the vote tremendously. It gives a huge advantage down ballot to all the Democrats in November. Now, I mentioned the fixing. You've got ballot harvesting, not even going to go into it here. You've got the fact that they send a mail-in ballot to every single household, regardless of whether you request it or not. Many households receive 2 and 3 ballots. Okay. And then you've got elections that draw on, if they're close, they draw on way past election night. I'm not talking about a day or 2 past. I'm talking 10 days, 12 days, 14 days. Let me just bring you back for a second before I give you my actual prediction on this governor's race for tomorrow's primaries. Bring you back to 2024, just this past November. There were 3 House races, 3 incumbent Republicans, John Duarte, Michelle Steele, Mike Garcia, all incumbent Republicans, all were leading at the end of election night this past November, the one where President Trump became 47. All 3 of those were leading, and they dragged on not only for a day, 2 days, 4 days, 8 days, but they dragged on for 10 days, to, I believe, the last one, which I believe was John Duarte, dragged on for close to 3 weeks. And you saw with every passing day, all of their leads kept dwindling lower and lower and lower. And all three wound up losing their House races. John Duarte lost his race, I believe, close to 3 weeks after election night by 187 votes. Don't tell me this isn't the most corrupt state for rigging elections. They love to do it. They want to keep their Democrat supermajority. They thrive on lie, cheat, and steal. So if it's close tomorrow, with Hilton possibly getting into that number 2 slot, look out, because I guarantee you there's going to be some funny business. That being said, it's pretty clear what I think. I've already tipped off what my prediction is, but my prediction for tomorrow's primary in the governor's race will be top 2 slots, Javier Becerra, Tom Steyer. Steve Hilton will miss out, finish 3rd. Will not go to the will not advance to November for the runoff, and that's my prediction for the governor's race. Last thing I want to fill you about: keep an eye out, because in July I'm going to be starting my daily podcast Monday to Friday. Almost certainly. Start time is going to be 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 o'clock Eastern time, Monday to Friday. Steve Eisner podcast. Be on the lookout. I'll be doing promotions for it. I can't wait to start chatting with you guys, forming our community. We talk truth. We don't pull any punches. There's no bullshit here, okay? And don't worry about the sponsorships. And whether I'm getting paid by this country or that. I don't have any sponsorships. You know why? Because right now I'm doing this for the love of a podcast. I love my country. I love the Republican Party. I'm all about America first. Can't wait to see you there. I'll be doing more of these leading up to my Monday to Friday daily podcast. Stay tuned. Follow me on X, Steve Eisner. You can find me on X. I'll be doing these segments on Rumble, on X, on YouTube. Look forward to seeing you there. Let's have a good day tomorrow. Everyone take care. Bye-bye.